What's going on, everybody? Tom here with Keto Lifestyle, and I hope you're having a great day on this wonderful holiday week here. Now, today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about going out to eat on keto. Now, this can be a bit of a trick, especially if you don't have time to plan ahead. So let's start with the easy case first, and that would be the case where you have time to plan ahead. So if I know I'm going out to dinner tonight, the first thing I'm going to do is go on the internet and find the nutrition menu for whatever restaurant we've decided on. Most big chains will have this nutrition menu available. Most mom and pop places do not have it, if they even have a website, so that can be a little bit tricky. But let's just assume, for the sake of simplicity here, that they have a nutrition menu, and we'll get to the rest later. If they have a nutrition menu, I recommend going on there ahead of time and figuring out exactly what you want to eat. Have it in your brain before you even show up at the restaurant. That way you're less tempted to explore the menu and look for other options. Just know what you want ahead of time. And also you'll have an idea of the macros, so you can adjust your calorie intake earlier in the day to compensate for what you're going to have later. Because that's one of the big tricks with eating out, is that the calories are often much higher than you'd have at home. And if you've been eating normally all day and then you go out to eat, you're going to go over your calories, which isn't the end of the world in all cases, but if you really want to try to stay in that deficit, you need to prepare for it ahead of time. So knowing what you're going to get allows you to prepare for it from earlier in the day. Now, the typical thing I'm going to look at here is the base meal, and then if there's a way that I can modify it. So typically I would go there, and let's just say I'm deciding to get a hamburger. Well, obviously I'm going to nix the bun and the fries. But do they have an option to add avocado? How does that affect the macros? Some places you can go, you actually have like an online calculator where you can adjust things and change the add-ons, and it'll give you the exact macros. That is perfect. And you know what? You can even put it in your fitness tracker ahead of time. That way you're more committed to getting it. But knowing what you want ahead of time is going to save you. Now let's talk about the case where you don't know you're going out to eat, so it's just kind of a surprise, or it's a mom and pop restaurant and they don't have that nutrition menu. When I go there, there's basically 4 categories of things that I'm going to go through, and I'll go ahead and put them up here. Arrange the letters in whatever order you want. First thing I'm going to look at is salads. It's usually right on the front cover there or first page, and they usually have something of a Cobb salad or a chef salad that's usually complete with eggs, cheese, bacon, avocado, some other various types of proteins, maybe grilled chicken, maybe some turkey, who knows. Those will be wonderful for a ketogenic diet. Usually it's covered in ranch, which also is great, but you do want to watch a little bit the lettuces. Now, iceberg lettuce, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not nutritionally dense, so I like to try to swap that out with spinach if they'll let me. Also be wary of croutons, excessive amounts of onion, excessive amounts of tomato. Sometimes I'll go ahead and just have them pull it off. But your base Cobb salad is a good option if it's sprung up on you. And usually on the salad menu, I've noticed a lot of them will at least give you the calories. The next place I'm going to look is for burgers. Now, you are going to have to modify your burger. Very rarely does a place just say, oh, lettuce wrap burger on the menu. But usually they'll have the option, or usually you can just order it bunless. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to look for things that would be like a black and blue burger. So it's got like blue cheese on it and bacon. I'm not going to look for things like a cowboy burger where they're going to try to have, onion rings or barbecue sauce in there, because the more things you try to modify or remove that are hard to take off yourself, the bigger chance of the restaurant messing it up. I have had places, leave barbecue sauce on the burger or things like that, and it's really hard to get off. So the best thing to do is avoid those. Go with just a plain cheeseburger or a burger that does not have a lot of non-ketogenic things on it, and ask for it bunless. If they forget to take the bun off, just take it off yourself. In terms of the side, usually burgers are going to come with french fries. That's just the world we live in. But most places will allow you to substitute it for a side salad. There may be a slight upcharge of $1 or $2, but trust me, it's worth the extra $1 or $2. You don't want to have to deal with those french fries or try to find another side. But the salad will give you better macros, and again, ranch dressing is perfect, blue cheese dressing is perfect, whatever you like. Now, to talk a little bit more about vegetables, I like to aim for the dark leafy greens. If it's a place where you can substitute those french fries out for any side you want, aim for the stuff you'd eat at your house. Asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach. They have that, and they're usually just going to be sauteed in butter. Now, check with your server to make sure they don't do anything crazy to them. But again, typically it's just salt, pepper, and butter when you order those things from a restaurant. That's kind of my go-to with sides. I don't really recommend playing with anything else. Even if it looks keto friendly, they say they have like a cauliflower and cheese option. You don't know what kind of cheese they use, you don't know what thickening agents they use. I typically stay away from things that are not just the plain dark green vegetables. And the last thing that I'll aim for, if it's dinner time, might look at a steak or some other type of meat. The other 2 options are kind of my, lunch or anytime thing, but if it's a dinner specifically, they probably have a steak menu or some type of a grilled chicken or grilled fish. Be a little bit careful here, because a lot of places will put some types of sugar in their rubs, or if it's a cured meat, there'll be sugar in it. And if you really don't know, it's better to err on the side of caution. But a thing like a nice ribeye steak, you're gonna be just fine with. They usually don't put too many sauces on ribeyes. We'll get to fish in a second, but that can be the exception to the rule here. So I'll get a ribeye, and I know the fat ratios are great in there. Even if the restaurant trims the excess fat off the edges, it's still marbled quite a bit. I like to consider my ribeyes having about equal amounts of protein and fat, so I know I'm gonna be okay in a ketogenic macros. Don't go crazy, don't go order a 24-ounce one because you're seriously just gonna go way over your calories. I know it sounds crazy, but at least try to estimate it in your fitness tracker while you're sitting there at the table so you know how much meat you should get. Now, chicken becomes a little bit hard because A, there's usually a sauce on it, B, the protein's ridiculously high. Now, the sauce, you can usually ask for it without or try to figure out what's in it, but again, not all restaurants will tell you, so I tend to just try to remove the sauces from those things, and then I'll get a side of butter and I'll put that on the chicken breast if I can get that. Same thing goes with fish. I usually aim for salmon because it has a very high fat content compared to other types of fish, but usually there's some type of sauce on it. I'll get them to take that sauce off and just grill the salmon, and I'll get a side of butter and eat it with the butter. I find that salmon tastes great if you just dip it in melted butter, almost like you would a crab leg, and it gets your fats up even more. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any suggestions or tips for people that are going out to eat on keto, go and leave them in the comment section, because I know there's plenty of them that I missed, and I learned just as much from you guys as you do from me. If you like the video, leave it a like, and if you have not subscribed yet, go and hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a lot. You get to see more cool videos like this, and hey, I release recipes too, so if you guys have not checked out those recipes, check them out right here. But with that, I will see you in the next one.